AUF stands for adjust U phase, but it basically just means any U, U prime, or U2 move before or after you do a last layer algorithm. Since AUFs are an inevitable part of your solve, you want to be able to speed them up as much as you can. So for example, in this T-perm, after you do the T-perm, if you want to do the U move to AUF it at the end, your hand probably is not in the right position and you'll have to do a regrip in order to do that move. A faster way to solve the same case is to do this at the end. That way you don't have to regrip your hands, and if you practice it a lot, then it will end up being very fast. Another example of where you want to optimize AUFs because it may be a little bit slow to do the more obvious moves is this H-perm. And for the last move, you want to do this to keep it smoother. If you had done this instead, your finger would have to move out of place, and it's just easier to do this instead. The algorithm for PLL plus the AUF, basically you should think about them as being like part of the same algorithm, as in it needs to flow as smoothly as an algorithm would. If you have a pause between PLL and AUF, you lose up to like maybe 0.4 seconds or something, depending on how slow it is. This also means that you have to know what AUF you get as soon as you see the PLL. So here's an example of an R-perm, where if you were to match up all the blocks, it would look like this. But if you actually solved it from this angle, you wouldn't have the blocks correctly aligned afterwards. So for each PLL, you may not be able to line up the blocks to find out which way your AUF will be. In this case, for the R-perm, you need to find a trick to help you remember which way to AUF. For the R-perm, the front edge will stay right here. So if you do the R-perm from this angle, you know you'll have a U AUF afterwards because red goes this way. And if you start it from here, then that means you will have no AUF. Here's something else you want to think about for AUFs. If you have to AUF before your algorithm starts, and that AUF is done with the same hand as the hand that has to regrip, in this case for the V-perm, I'll have to do this and then regrip my hand. Instead, you can regrip your hand first as soon as you see it's a V-perm, and then do this and go straight into the V-perm, which makes it smoother. Just to review the 3 key points I talked about, you should optimize your AUFs after your PLL algorithm, optimize them before your PLL algorithm, and also before you start your PLL, you should be able to tell which way the AUF will be so that it will flow more smoothly after you finish your algorithm.